I'm 22, but I'll never go broke again because I understand how business actually works and how you can tap into a never-ending flow of money. Now, these are the most important lessons that you have to take and that I've learned for myself. The first one is starting is way more important than figuring everything out beforehand. Because in the beginning, your goal is to learn as much as possible. You need to become a master, and the best way to learn is by doing. And it works like an exponential function. The earlier you start, the earlier you will reap the rewards. And you should also make sure that your educational sources are trusted and you shouldn't depend too much on them. Like, you'll see lots of success cases on YouTube, but everyone is different, so take advice with a grain of salt. Now, the second advice is something really important. Like, when you learn something, you make sure that you actually deploy it. And then you look at the results of your work so you can pinpoint exactly what you're doing wrong, so that you can learn about it and focus your attention on it. Now, this naturally forces you to pay attention to your weaker spots, which is where the real growth will happen. And that's why it's so important to embrace mistakes and embrace risk, because that's not just a part of the journey, that's absolutely necessary for your success. So avoiding errors is basically avoiding success altogether. And by the way, you should also make sure that your key performance indicators are right on spot. For example, if you have a coffee shop, you shouldn't focus on whether people buy the most expensive coffee or the cheapest one. It's way more important to look at whether they're coming back, because that's going to tell you if the customer base is solid and growing. Now, the third thing is people often say, I want this, but then they go and end up buying another thing. And you need to learn to see through the surface. Like when someone, and that's why the best entrepreneurs are great at reading between the lines, because if your product or offer doesn't resonate, you shouldn't take it personally. You should just dig deeper and ask yourself, what's the real problem and what am I trying to solve? And what emotion are my customers chasing or avoiding? And so you should also analyze your competition and understand what people truly value, not just what they say. And this will make sure that gives you a major edge in business. Now, there are a lot of other rules and other thought process that you can follow, but these are the main ones that I think will make a ton of difference. And if I had to start all over, would make sure that I would never be broke again and could always start a business and understand exactly the customer's needs and work through there.